We arrived in Zhangjiajie in the late afternoon and had to rush to visit Huangshi village before the park closed. From our hotel, we grabbed a taxi to the south gate of Zhangjiajie National Forest Park and headed straight for Huangshizhai, also known as Huangshi Village. Navigating around was surprisingly easy since the signs were in English, Chinese and Korean. And just a heads up, always keep your passport on you, you'll need to scan it at the gates. For entry tickets, we bought the 4-day pass with unlimited rides on the cableways and the elevator. Looking back, we definitely didn't ride it enough to get our money's worth. If you are not planning to go up and down multiple times a day, I would suggest getting the 3 cableways and 1 elevator package on the Trip app instead. It covers all the main transport and is more value for money. The Huangshizhai Cableway return trips counts as 2 rides, so that's 2 out of your 3 cableway rides used from the package. The top of Huangshizai is a huge observation platform sitting at 1,092 meters above sea level. The cable car ride up is pretty steep, but the views of those towering sandstone pillars were amazing. Once you reach the top, there's a walking trail of about 2.8 kilometers, so be prepared to spend 1 or 2 hours here.
对。啥呀？我们现在位置在这儿。
This might be the one.
Is it my school bag? Is it because there's nothing.
On the left, you'll pass the Huangshizai Chinese Herbal Medicine Corridor. Since we visited in early winter, some of the plants had dried out, but it was still a nice stroll.
现在飞出去取景去了。出来后顶进去就有个下面，赶快给大家一点。
把钱给我一下。
98一家人加上
阿姐，
原来这个时间段天已经不太好，所以
自己去哪里？
不知道。OK。
等你，你要很小心哦。We climbed up the star-picking platform for a few photos, walked the loop, and took the cable car back down. The views were breathtaking, though honestly a little nerve-wracking too. We hopped on the eco bus back to the south gate.
What's it gonna be?
The big oxygen bar square at the base of the mountain is where most visitors begin their journey. This area is said to have one of the highest concentration of negative oxygen ions, so of course we spent some time just breathing in the fresh air, snapped more photos and then headed back to our hotel for dinner. The next morning after a good breakfast, we walked from our hotel to the east gate. You can't miss it, it's the one with the iconic pagoda. The weather was perfect for our Avatar Mountains adventure. We had already locked in line B when we bought our tickets, which meant taking the scenic Bailong Elevator up.
Yeah. 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 Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, it's really
It's okay. Nice.
Although December was off-peak season, there were still plenty of tourists around. We followed the signs and hopped on the free eco bus. The road up was super winding. If you get motion sickness easily, sit facing forward. Unfortunately, one of my family members felt unwell and couldn't really enjoy the views for the first half of the day.
有老爱也是中华民族的传统美德，请主动为老幼病残及到小孩的。谢谢你配合，祝您旅途愉快。
也看不到字。
敬畏各位同学，您好，为了您和他人的安全，大花、小花请过安检，管制工具、易燃易爆等危险物。
We finally saw the Bailong Elevator. It's built right into the cliff, standing at a roughly 100 stories high. We had hoped to get a window spot, but no luck. The staff were determined to pack every lift full, so we had no choice but to squeeze in.
Oh, นี่เห็นไหมติดภูเขาใช่ติดข้างๆนี่หน่อยใช่ไทยอันนี้แหละใช่ที่เห็นไหมซ้ายมือมีภูเขาติดนิดหน่อยจะได้รู้ว่าเราขึ้นใช่เฟรมนั้นแหละสุดยอดฝีมือเก่งมากไม่เคยถ่ายรูปได้เลยเด็ดตั้งนี่สวยนะใช่นี่เห็นไหมก็ขึ้นมาแล้วนี่อย่างนี้จะรู้ว่าเราขึ้นมาใช่ไหมสวยมากวันนี้อากาศดีมากเห็นบอกวันนี้ชมชีพอใช่ไหมไม่สนใจแล้วชิปไม่สนใจกลับมาครับโอเคภาพนี้สวยเลยสุดยอดตัวสมดีนะใช้ความสูงให้เป็นประโยชน์
If you don't manage to get close to the glass window, don't worry. There are plenty of opportunities to see the Avatar Hallelujah Mountain. The moment you step out at the top, the view opens up completely. You will have 360-degree views of Yuanjiajie, the whole mountain area. And honestly, it's even better than seeing it through the elevator glass.
来拍好的，我们都这边啊，吃照片啊。这边走，这边过去。哎，看这小小的点，哎，大拇指转，哎，看这里，好，可以来下一个来，点点。来，抬头看我啊！好，来打个手势，哎，来双手打开，哎，大拇指竖一个，哎。好。这样子哈，来，咱们大哥，大哥去哪里了？这样子，你们在这里，拍照前拍照。
我们今天经过导游看。
We hopped back on the free Eco bus and made our way to the Enchanting Terrace, the first bridge under heaven and the heavenly pillar. Apparently, these are the best photo spots.
来，阿哥吃的什么？把豆子吃饱，绝对些关闭啊！口加鲜肉饼，口加酱香饼啊！好吃的卷饼啊，荤素都有啊！吃的蛋糕好吃啊！来，吃的什么？你们这个冰糖雪梨现熬的好吃啊！吃热止渴润肺啊！有冰糖，有雪梨，有红枣，有桂圆。好了，好了。出嚟得㗎。嗱，呢個係大運台中總台啊，所以佢之後咧翻到呢度嚟入東啊。翻咗嚟。有9點入，9點出。他出來了，出來了。啊，一陣間呢度收咗先啦。
脑袋摘的。
我有一个，让我试试。
好，看镜头啊，听我口令啊。咱可以来。开飞机，开飞机，挥挥手，拍拍手，点个头，苹果赞，一个耶，苹果耶，拜拜，拜拜，挥手，加油！
高难度的啊。
站在这个位置也行，这两个人走了以后。